Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well. Happy Saturday. Just sitting down in the garden, trying to get that whole Meghan feel of chilling in your garden and enjoying, the weather. And as I said, unfortunately, I don't have any friends here. But yeah, it's a nice sunny day in London today. The garden is a mess, otherwise I'd have shared it with you guys. But yeah, I, I, I've been waiting for the rota's reaction to Meghan's amazing second season announcement. But I think, I will be honest, I think that announcement has kind of thrown them off. Because I've been scrolling through the usual jaunts that I normally do on YouTube, and I've not found anyone. I wanted to start with the rota before I go to the more, because I think with the rota, it's more delicious because you know that they are the ones that have been actively. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to give acknowledgement to the YouTube trolls, but like I am still quite keen to get the rota. I would like the rota to kind of kick off the response to the renewal before I get to the other more recognizable YouTube trolls. Anyway, for the people, the women on my platform, thank you for all the support. Happy International Women's Day. I hope you're all doing well. Apologies for the background noise. My neighbor's dog is very active. I'm very paranoid. He's always shouting. But yeah, so to enjoy this sunny day, I came across two women that we've not spoken about here before. For good reason. I tend to forget they exist, honestly. And they are probably the freshest pieces of news I've seen this morning since Meghan's amazing announcement last night. And I think their response is actually quite appropriate for International Women's Day, because not only is it stupid, I have some specific questions around, as a feminist myself, I have some specific questions around how we as feminists approach women who are not necessarily promoting the hustle lifestyle. When I was younger, I had this kind of resentment for housewives, because to me, my uneducated, immature mind thought feminism is only for the career women. The feminism is only for the working women, or the working mothers, or the working moms. I had a certain amount of resentment for women who were stay at home, because I was like, oh, this is anti-feminism. But then, ever since people have started attacking the word DEI and they've made it a curse word now, we all know DEI is code for black, and they've started attacking women, it became very clear to me very quickly that feminism, in very simple English, if we exclude all the noise, because I think many of us have lost the meaning of that word, feminism just means empowering women, giving women a voice. All women, regardless of whether you want to be a career woman, you want to be a single career woman, a married career woman, a married career woman without kids, with kids, or you want to be a stay-at-home wife with kids, you want to be a stay-at-home businesswoman wife. It doesn't matter. You are a woman and you want to use your voice and exist in this world. That is what feminism is about. We are here to empower you. So who are we to judge anybody for how they want to live? The very tenets of feminism is let women breathe. Let them be. Give and empower them to live how they want to live. Women are not stupid. They can make up their own mind. Now, with that, going in with that, I'm preparing my talking points, because I've listened to the parts I want to talk about, and I'm going to be reacting to some of the commentary. So, as usual, for Sussex Squad people that are easily triggered, please don't feel like you have to listen. This is a safe space, and your mental health is important. But like I said, and I keep on saying, we drag people here, so we have to let them talk and drag them. So yeah,
thought, I want to see sort of some of the kind of behind the scenes, authentic, when things are a little bit difficult or you're a little bit short of time, this is how you could put up something, quite. It was just all so curated. And for me, that takes away from Meghan's quest for authenticity.
Let me start with this argument. Actually, no, let me start with Roya. This lady, this woman. Her name is Roya Nikkah. When that name Roya, when I first heard it, I thought maybe it was a joke. And no, that's really her name. She's obviously a brown woman. And it was very interesting to me. And I want to use her as a proxy. If you're a brown woman or a black woman, nobody is forcing you to like Meghan. I'm not saying you can't criticize Meghan. Where you disappoint me is when you allow yourself to be used as the talking voice for white supremacy. That is when you piss me off. Roya is one of the more, on the internet anyway, one of the more visible senior royal correspondents. Guys, I want to remind everybody, as we say on this channel, a royal correspondent is not a real job. These people just get unaffected clipped accents. They probably went and taught themselves how to talk in a clipped way to sound posh. There is no such thing. They might be doing press for the royal family, but they are basically just PR. You're either PR or you're a gossip monger. So I would say they are a mix of PR and gossip mongering, because all this heat, they don't have it for Kate, they don't have it for Camilla, but they seem to have it for Meghan. Now that we've addressed Roya's brownness and my disappointment in the fact that she's allowing herself to be used as a voice for white supremacy to voice out stupid classist and sexist points, why does Meghan need to be, what does authentic mean? What does that mean? What does authentic mean, guys? Has it occurred to you maybe that's who Meghan is? Is it she's a Cali girl who she had a TIG, she had a lifestyle thing called the TIG, where she was cooking and traveling and meeting chefs and affecting a certain type of lifestyle brand. So I don't know what you mean by authentic. Why? Is it hard for you to believe that Meghan stays at home in her expensive Montecito property and cooks food and does all this flower arrangements and meal curation? Has it occurred to you that is something that happens at that level? What's inauthentic about it? Is it because you working class woman cannot relate to it, so therefore it's not authentic?
The issue with it was, what I like about Meghan is that she had previously positioned herself as a punchy, independent woman who sort of stands up for women's rights, gender equality, has sort of fingers in lots of pies of really, some interesting causes around women, lifting women up. Don't be in the kitchen. Famously, she's told everyone who'll listen 1,000 times that when she was young, she, wrote to the washing up thing to say.
Really? Let me ask this question for anybody else who's a critical thinker. Do these people realize that Meghan is getting paid for this show? I keep asking this question. You do realize that they're paying her to do this, right? You do realize that this is a business. This is her working, sharing this curated lifestyle. This is business for her. It is her thing. So it's kind of like you're contradicting yourself. On one mouth, you're saying that she doesn't, where is that feminism? And going back to my previous point about feminism, what makes you believe that women who cook, are you saying feminists don't cook and clean? Feminists don't know how to maintain a lifestyle brand? What is your point? I don't understand this talking point. It's very stupid to me. The fact that she was able to take something that she had been doing before, market it to a major brand, get them to invest in her brand, get them to invest millions of dollars in this, because this is not some cheap production. This is an expensive production that has been put together. Get her female friends to join her in this business undertaking, probably not just to show off her friends, but to also talk about them and their achievements as well, just to give them a form of kind of like marketing them as well, right? How is that not the most feminist thing in the world? What's more feminist than that? What's more punchy businesswoman than that? Why? Because she's cooking? Roya, you work. Are you not working right now? Are you saying that I don't know anything about this woman? Are you saying you don't cook at home? I presume you're married or you have a family. You don't take care of your kids. Does that make you any less of a woman first feminist? I don't understand.
Is to say it's not just women who use your product, change your advert. And this just felt
step backwards.
So regressive. It was just Meghan in an April with a lot of her female friends and Daniel Martin, her makeup artist, preparing and prepping food in the kitchen. And you don't even see her go out and do anything else apart from buy flowers. And for me, I'm just like, what is this new version of Meghan that she's trying to sort of position? It feels very old school, regressive, not modern, and she has...
And not authentic.
...every platform in the world to be... She's not in the royal family anymore in terms of a working member of the royal family. She can be as punchy as she likes. This is just so not punchy.
No, I agree. I think
It's very interesting. Let me see.
It was...
1 second.
Well, I had so many issues with it. I just thought, much like the kind of stealth wealth outfit of beige cashmere jumpers that she appears in.
Ah, right. Okay, I see. That was a fake talking point to address the real problem. So I'm not going to rehash what I've just said about my confusion as to why it is not feminist for women to want to create a lifestyle. But to show you how much they've decided to talk down this show, all the women that Meghan brought on her show were not only her friends, they were all business women. Vicky Sai, her friend Abigail has a flower business. Her friend, I think it was Christy, please correct me if I'm wrong, Catherine, I think it's Christy, oh God, I can't remember her name. One of them is also a founder and a philanthropist. The people she was playing mahjong with, the wife, that woman, that black woman, was the wife of the CEO of Paramount. She may not have discussed her business, but I find it hard to believe that woman isn't a businesswoman. Those women that she was playing mahjong with are most likely wives of not only her friends, but these are also business women as well. They probably just didn't want to have their personal life on the show, and that's okay. And even if they are not women, even if they're not all business women, what is your point? Mindy is a businesswoman. Daniel Martin is a makeup artist by career. She didn't just bring a bunch of layabouts on her show. And even if she did, what is your point? The point is this, yeah? They're jealous because Meghan is living a fantastic, fabulous, top upper class, top 1% lifestyle, a space that she's not supposed to occupy. So that's why they are struggling with authenticity, with her authenticity.
And endlessly after outfit change, they all look the same. Well, the clothes annoyed me because they were just clearly not practical at all. The kind of white billowing shirt, all the layers of beige, and often she wasn't wearing an apron. And I did not notice one single oven glove.
The one thing, you're absolutely right, the one thing we did learn is that she doesn't like being called Meghan Markle, because in that exchange with Mindy Kaling, the actress, it was quite testy. Mindy gives that, called her Meghan Markle, and she went, "You keep calling me Meghan Markle, you do know I'm Sussex now." And she obviously wants to get rid of that identity, previous, pre-royal identity. But the thing is, actually, she should be proud of that.
I come back to this point because I've seen it around and I never addressed it. And I'm going to ask this again. When people get married, I'm speaking to the critical thinkers. A lot of women, a lot of business women, a lot of feminist women take on their husband's family name. Are we now saying that taking on your husband's name and making it clear that this is your name is now a problem? Can someone please answer my question? Because I'm very sure if Meghan said, "Don't call me Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, call me Meghan Markle," that will cause another problem. That who does she think she is? She's going against royal protocol. Princess Catherine is not called Middleton anymore, is she? Is her family name not Cambridge? Was her husband's name not William of Wales, just like Harry was of Wales? But then he got married and he was given Cambridge. I've not heard anybody talking about it to this extent. In fact, they're the ones that were telling us that Princess Catherine would like to be known as Princess Catherine of Duchess of Cambridge. I didn't hear all this outrage about it. And I don't think she was necessarily being testy to Mindy. She was just correcting her that, look, I'm married. My name is Sussex. And Mindy was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Now I know. I didn't see that. I think it maybe surprised Mindy, but do I see it as testy? I don't think so. And Mindy herself, when she went on The View, didn't see it. She said she was quite surprised actually at people's reaction to that. Just creating problems out of nothing.
Well, I thought,
Independent working woman. That's what she came into the royal family, as like a breath of fresh air.
yeah, be proud of your maiden name. I mean, I think that it was a shot across the bow to the royal family, wasn't it? People have said, they're not allowed.
This talking point again. I still don't understand how these people are taking a simple thing of a woman, letting people know that she would like to be addressed by her family name and using it as a thing to attack her. But you know what? I'll say this because I'm not going to rehash this again. Meghan, good for you. If you want to be known as Duchess of Meghan Sussex, I will call you Meghan Sussex. If Catherine wants to be known as Catherine of Cambridge, I will call her Catherine of Cambridge. Because to me, it's a name. A name is very important. How you want to be perceived and how you want to be known by is important. Your name is your identity. And even though I felt she shouldn't have to explain herself, I think her explanation is quite clear. My family is Sussex. We want to be known as Sussex. Our children carry this name. I want them to carry it with pride. Meghan's name is Sussex, guys. And for those of us that are critical thinkers, there's no big deal. So I will call you forevermore Meghan Sussex. I'm going to move on from this talking point.
Allowed to use their HRH for commercial purposes. People have said, go further. They should have their Duke and Duchess of Sussex title stripped.
Very quickly, nobody said anything like that. I don't know. It's not people. It is just the royal circles of commentators who, let me remind the house again, let us say it together. Royal anything is not a real job. These vultures and gossipers are just here. Every time Meghan uses that title, it pisses them off because they are jealous and they are angry that these people get to walk out of the royal family, achieve great wealth and success without the royal family and maintain their titles. And it is pissing them off because it is a sign not just to the royal family but to the press that you can't control us. You can't hold this over our head. We are going to keep our titles, we're going to maintain our titles, and we're going to still live outside your control and your reach. And that pisses them off every single time. Now to the HRH, I want to remind everybody, Highgrove. King Charles sells his, they say he's a gardener, okay. He hawks his goods and products on Highgrove. And other duchies. I've been to Windsor Castle. I got charged from the moment I walked into the environment. I had to pay money. The instant I walked out, I was offered. I had to pass through their stores, and because you go to places like that, and it is beautiful. I'm never going to shade. I love that castle. You want to buy some of their biscuits because I do like biscuits. You want to buy some of their teas because I do like teas, and I see royal tea, royal biscuits. The HRH, they sell HRH merchandise. I don't hear these people complaining about it. So the royal family does monetize and profit from their HRH titles. I do not understand how Harry, who is the king, the biological king of the sun, and his wife, why they shouldn't as well. I don't understand. And Harry and Meghan are not profiting from their royal. Meghan is not selling her products HRH. I'm happy to be corrected though. But from what I've seen of as ever, I'm not seeing as ever HRH. So this idea that you can't profit from the HRH title is laughable and stupid, and it's easily provable to be wrong.
From them. So this was, I think, her saying, look, this is my family name, this is sacred, this is what we, this is what we like. Having said that, she doesn't really use Sussex in any of the branding, her raspberry spread, as she calls it, and things like that. So it did feel like her setting out her stall from that point of view. But
so do you see how the stupid woman just contradicted herself? She's rightly acknowledged that Meghan, unlike the other members of the working royal family that our taxes fund, does not use Sussexes or HRH on any of her products. But she's basically just answered the question. She's basically kind of explained very clearly why Meghan said she wants to be known as Sussex for the name of her family. So I don't understand why was this even a talking point. You've explained clearly what Meghan just said. You've acknowledged that Meghan doesn't use it on her products. So why is it a problem for Meghan to ask to be called Meghan Sussex? I don't understand.
If all the guests that come around, I mean, they just kind of, they're just praising her and saying how wonderful she is. Oh, tell me about how your fashion's so beautiful. Tell me about how you're so hip and young.
It felt very remote.
The whole thing was designed to be a kind of a big love-in for her, culminating in this big crescendo at the end, where in the final episode we see her hosting this brunch for family and friends. I'll come on to the mum in a minute, because that was interesting,
didn't it?
It felt very unrelaxing. Please nibble, graze, there's loads of food.
I've labelled the coffee state. Everything is labelled. Oh, imagine having that much time to label everything.
Yeah, and then she gives this speech, which I think is sort of unintentionally hilarious, in which she sort of says, thank you. Normally you stand up and you say thank you for coming. And do you know what? I love you guys. You've been, my heart goes out. You're marvellous. I think you're
reversed,
great.
Wasn't it?
It was reversed. It was thank you for loving me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard a speech like that in my life.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite extraordinary. And the mother, who we're
Roya.
told she did.
Before these bitches say anything about Meghan's mom, sorry for calling them bitches, but they are bitches. And all I'm hearing is a bunch of jealous women who are very pressed and upset that Meghan is living her best life. I'm not hearing the problem. That brunch was a celebration of her business. It was right at the end. She said that this is a celebration of my business. I feel like, and let me come back to, let me use that as a jumping point to talk about how I felt about season 1. Season 1 felt like a beginning, a starting of something. It felt new and fresh. And I think I loved the last episode. I loved that brunch, because to me it felt like, guys, this is me. I finished filming. I'm ready to release my first season, the first bunch of episodes out into the world. This is a celebration of me, Meghan, building this business. And she was she said that she was appreciating her friends for their support, because I'm sure in many ways they would have supported her, maybe through contacts, through emotional support, encouraging her, being there for her. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why is that a problem? Or is it just a problem when Meghan does it?
She didn't feature, and fair enough. She's a private individual.
She is a private person,
But
yeah.
we're told beyond being told that she had the first number 1 of 50 of those jam jars that she sent out. She was that felt very kind of very blink and you miss it, that part of the relationship, which I thought was interesting. But maybe mum's
You see what they're trying to do there? Why do you barely see their mom? Why are they focusing on the mom? Because the mom is black. This is, again, trying to passive-aggressively, since people like reaching, but let me reach because I think this is correct, passive-aggressively trying to make it sound like Meghan never talks about her mom. The same kind of talking point a lot of these racists use. And you say Meghan is because, you say the reason we hate her is because of racism. It is. But it's not really racism. Anyway, let me give you my opinion about race and talk about Meghan's mom. Why didn't she feature Meghan's mom? Why does Meghan always try to hide her blackness? Please raise your hands. How many times did many of you see or hear Doria before the Harry and Meghan documentary, beyond the royal wedding? Doria never spoke to the press. Doria has never spoken to the press. All Doria said in that documentary, and I adore Doria for it, is, I just want my daughter safe, and I'm paraphrasing by the way, I want my child safe, and I want to be with them with my grandchild. That's all. Meghan made it very, so her mom made it very clear. She just wants her baby safe, and she wants to be with them and her grandbaby. Simple. That's why Meghan keeps her around, because Meghan, the thing I love about Doria was when she said the press would hunt her down, they would chase her down, offering her money to talk about Meghan, and she would tell them, that is my child. As if to say, are you insane? And I love that response, because truly, not everybody is Meghan's dad, or brother, or half brother, or half sister. I can't even imagine, I don't have any kids, but I can't imagine I have a child and doing what Meghan's father did to her. I can't. It's amazing to me that even happened. But we're not going to talk about him.
Camera shy, who knows? And then we didn't see much of Harry.
No
either,
Harry.
did we?
I mean, hardly any Harry. Literally just at the end.
Yeah.
So you see how they contradict themselves here. They are saying that Meghan's show is very anti-woman, it's very anti-feminist, it feels regressive and everything. But they are looking for the husband. Do you see how these people just contradict themselves? It comes back to my point. I know this is quite long, but please stay with me. It comes back to my point. Everything they are saying about Meghan is from a place of envy. This brown woman envies Meghan because if you see her, like I said, brown and black women that allow themselves to be used as voices of white supremacy to bully Meghan in a sexist, racist, and classist way, they allow themselves to be used in that way because I think honestly they are also jealous too. How dare this woman, this white passing mixed race woman, get access to a life that I can't get access to? No matter what I do, no matter how many rich posh friends I get, no matter how many times I change my accent, no matter how many times I pretend for 5 seconds that these people don't see that I'm an other. Because one day will come, Roya, when they remind you that you are not part of them. Something will remind them. Maybe your Twitter commenters will call you a slur, or maybe Kate Mansey will do something to you, or maybe your production team will do something to you. Very soon you will be reminded of your place in this world. And I hope it's public because I will drag you.
And I thought that was interesting. And I wonder, there's been sources close to Sussex are saying, and that's because he wants it very much to be her thing.
There's no source. Let me remind everybody, there is no source. This is just BS that she's made up in her head like they all do.
Maybe.
It felt old school, but not in the kind of cool old school kind of way. It just felt too trad wife, and it felt too remote. It didn't feel accessible at all to anyone.
One last thing before I forget about it. Why must it be brown women are always expected to be accessible? Why must we always be relatable? Meghan is literally a princess, a duchess. How many duchesses do you know, please? I don't know any duchess. I most likely will never meet any. I don't even know any member of any royal family, even as a Nigerian. Okay, no, actually, I know someone. But even her lifestyle is very rich for me. She's a very successful businesswoman. She's a very successful independent woman, but she clearly comes from wealth. How many of us will have access to that type of lifestyle? So my question remains, why is it Meghan that we are expecting to be relatable? How many times has Princess Catherine done something relatable? How many times has she gone to help homeless people? Since we're talking about relatable, how many times has she come down to our working class level? Don't we praise her for the fact that we see her as, don't they praise her as they see her as this ethereal 40-something-year-old toddler that they're always datifying? Catherine woke up and pieced a sentence together. Oh my goodness, Catherine is so amazing. Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she the princess that we deserve? Rah, 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 rah. This woman is basically a clothes hanger. Like I said, this is a quick plug for my Princess Catherine documentary. For whatever reason, I think in advance of International Women's Day, The Independent mentioned Princess Catherine is one of the top International Women's Day recipients or something like that. And I was like, for doing what exactly? So during my deep dive, I asked that question. What exactly has Princess Catherine done that makes her worthy of that designation?
You want, other than whoever lives in a very rarefied lifestyle in Montecito.
It's not your vibe. No, I think I'm getting that.
But
I'm feeling that.
I think that, there'll always be a lot of noise around people saying, oh, wow, the British media just steered against her. Well, if you look back, traditionally, we weren't. But actually, the response in America has been fascinating because Variety
magazine really went to town saying that it was
interesting how the response in America is fascinating, but then they went specifically after one article. And Variety, for those of you that are on Twitter, the person that gave that review his account has been suspended. Do you know why? Because that guy has been found, what's his name? Daniel Daddario. He's been found to be oddly and weirdly obsessively obsessed with Lily, Meghan's baby. That psychopath is who Variety gave the critique of Meghan's show. So Sussex Squad rightly asked, why are you obsessed with Lily? And they reported him to Variety. This is the person you went to go and give the review of Meghan's show to. And from what I've been made to, he's protected his tweets before he got suspended. He also made racist comments. So while these two idiots are clinging to that as a goal, just be careful, yeah? He's not exactly a good person.
It was poor.
Not fans. In the same way that
it's dull.
Vanity Fair, when they did that takedown piece, having always given them regular coverage, I think for the Sussexes and for Meghan, to see Variety, who did that quite gushing interview with her a couple of years ago, absolutely excoriating review of As Ever, and with Love Meghan, I think that'll sting.
Yeah.
and make.
Meghan does not listen to tabloids. If Meghan listened to tabloids, she would probably be dead. I'm very sure she was irritated. I am not saying that she won't react to it, but she's probably, I'm hoping, developed a thick skin and realized that people realize that they get more from Meghan and Harry when they rage bait than when they speak the truth. So Meghan, and so I'm not worried about Meghan. I think what you will notice that it's the same thing Kinsey was saying yesterday. They like to believe that their petty words are somehow affecting the Sussexes. And if it makes them sleep better at night, I guess, believe what you want.
Possibly make her and Netflix think,
Well, it said season 1. I mean, one wonders if there's going to be a season 2.
what do you think that'll be dependent on?
I imagine it's like everything, isn't it? It's commercial enterprise. So is it going to be successful? Are the viewers going to be there? I think they will be for the first and second episodes. Are they going to stick with it to the end?
So this is exactly it. Don't worry, I won't put you guys through any more of this nonsense. This is the part I was waiting for, actually, because I wanted to be smug. I wonder how they are reacting now that Meghan has her season 2. Now, and let me address a very quick talking point that a lot of the Rangers are coming up with on Twitter. She's clearly shot season 1 and 2 together. Ha ha ha. I don't understand. I don't understand how that's an own goal. Wouldn't, for Netflix, who is notoriously known to cancel everything at a breath of air, as soon as, without so much of consideration or thought. I've seen them cancel shows that got to number 1, right? For them to be comfortable giving her 16 or so episodes right off the bat is a testament to Netflix's commitment to the relationship with the Sussexes, especially Meghan. There's also something I want to talk about very quickly. Have you noticed that on the show, Meghan is listed as the sole executive producer? I thought that was interesting, and I'm happy to be corrected here. When the initial deal was made, right, my understanding was it was Harry and Meghan together as a package that were getting that deal. And if you look at the projects they've done, a number of projects, if not like this Polo show, their documentary, and the Invictus shows, they are both listed as executive producers. But on this show, it's only Meghan. Is it possible, and I believe it is, I believe that a new deal has been negotiated specifically for As Ever. I could be wrong though, and for her lifestyle brand. I could be wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. It's not the end of the world to be wrong. But I think, again, it's all well and good to speculate, but I am not going to sit down here in my garden and predict that I know the in and outs of a multi-million-dollar media deal. But then again, I'm a reasonable person who's not a troll. So yeah, I know that was quite long, and I think it's quite a long video, but I just wanted to hopefully take down in a calm way some of the more stupid talking points. These two women are losers. I would love to see their reaction to the fact that Meghan is getting a season 2. I also would love to see their reaction to As Ever when it sells out, because we all know it's going to. Meghan, hurry up and release your products. I really want that jam. Sorry, that preserve or whatever she calls it. I really want to taste that. And yeah, I guess what I want to say is reminders on this channel, when we address these talking points, no matter how stupid, and now I won't lie, it's getting quite boring and repetitive they are, we're doing it because not only do we want to address the stupidity of the talking points, but we want to ensure, I want to ensure that you know that each of the persons saying these things are just average working class people like me and you. They don't have any real access to anything. They are just speculating, and more importantly, royal anything is not a real job. The power that they have that scares a lot of Sussex squad. Oh, I don't want to listen to anything negative. Don't give them that power. They're not worth it. I'm really not. They're rubbish. And how we can start dismantling them and spoiling things for them is by giving them low ratings, by going on their Twitter and telling them exactly what we think about them, and letting them see this type of video. So please like and share it. I'm going to share it with Roya. I'm going to share it with that other one, with the horse teeth one. And I want them to see that this everything you're saying, we don't take you seriously. You guys are clowns. You're obviously jealous and you're obviously bitter. Roya, you're a brown woman. Your brown woman wake up call is coming. Don't worry. And yeah, like I said, thank you for your continuous support for women. International Women's Day. Hope you have a good day. Have a restful day. Take care of yourself, and let's chat later. Take care.